This episode brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Shifting a little money here, a little there, and hoping it all works out? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can get a better budgeter and potentially lower your insurance bill too. You tell Progressive what you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll help find you options within your budget. Try it today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Welcome to Heaving Bosoms, the podcast where two best friends recap romance novels while drooling over Hades and simping for a Persephone claiming her power. HBs. This week on the bonus feed, Sabrina is telling us about the rest of the available Sea Sand Warrior books. That's books 12 through 15, and there's a secret baby in one of them. Now, I have the privilege of shouting out some truly wonderful people supporting us on Patreon. So, welcome and thank you for being part of the community. Jen B, Sarah S, Karen S, Kanaru, Ornina I, and Trisha. When we left you last week, Hades and Persephone were in the middle of their first huge fight, and Hades was on his way to try and make up. That's where we're jumping in. Here's part 3 of 4 of our recap of Receiver of Many by Rachel Alexander. Oh, hello.
Oh, hello.
Ooh.
How are you? We're back.
We get to do this again.
We do. I'm very excited. So I was like looking over my notes.
Yeah.
And you did just confess you did not reread, which I love you, Mel.
Ugh.
None of
I
us
re-skimmed.
expected you to reread. This was an
Okay, fair
eyeball
enough.
read for you. Nobody was like, man, I'm shocked that Melody didn't read this 6 times.
I went through my highlights, so there's that. Hey.
Oh, I didn't do that.
That's pretty sexy.
All right. You know, between the two of us, we make one fully formed podcaster.
There we go. See?
Hi, listener. We just couldn't. 1, this is a 500-page book. 2,
Yeah.
there's just so much happening. We just couldn't fit it into 1 week. And part of me is like, sorry, but also the other part of me is not sorry
I don't feel
at
bad.
all.
Because you got an opportunity to go read book and like big recommend. Hard
Yes.
recommend.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, it's one of those things where this book really, like, I do feel like we stopped at a point where this could have become, instead of being a duology, this could have been a trilogy, and this would have been the pause point.
yeah, sure. Yeah.
Like, 10,000%, because we've
Absolutely.
wrapped up a lot of the beginning stuff at this point, in a sense where a different series, this would be the point where they were like, all right, we'll see you next year for part 2.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, from here on, the book really morphs into more of an adventure, teamwork, solving mysteries, discovering new lands sort of book, as well as having their relationship mesh together. The first half of the book is a lot of Persephone being very mistrustful, as you would be. But now, after this big fight, we're about to get into, like, the next huge thing that happens.
Her really settling in as the queen of the underworld?
Oh my god, quite. Yeah, she is truly becoming Persephone the Destroyer. and I'm so into it, you know?
Oh man, okay. I started listening to a podcast that
Yeah, me too.
Soup.
I did too.
Is it the same podcast?
Yeah.
Okay, listener, we started listening to a podcast because this book sent me down the rabbit hole. I was like, I need more mythology in my life right now. I was into it when I was younger, but it's been probably 15 years since I did any like serious digging around kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's all like I've read so many adaptations at this point that it's hard to remember sometimes more
what's the classical myth and what is what you've
Yes.
incorporated from adaptations. Absolutely.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. And so, like, it was
Mhm.
really interesting. One of the episodes that I listened to was talking about, like, why aren't these people more, like, where are the stories about these people? And it was
Mhm.
really interesting because the episode was basically like, you don't need stories about these people because they are so integral in everybody else's stories. There's no,
Yeah.
talking about how, like, Hades, there's, like, not a huge amount of specific myths surrounding Hades.
Mm-hmm.
Because
But he's a side character in
Hades is
so many.
Yeah, exactly.
He's
so it's
everywhere.
So you're learning about him kind of by proxy of other people's stories. And I
Mm-hmm.
thought that was really interesting. I kind of want to, at some point, like I started a different one of her series. By the way, listener, the reason that I've already decided this is my lady love this week. That's why I'm not telling you the name yet, because it's my little secret.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm going to say her name instead of the podcast name because I have a couple of things like housekeeping things that I got from Liv, the podcaster behind this podcast. Also, it's in the show notes. Like, it's not a mystery. You can go.
It's not a secret.
We linked right to it. It's fine. Yeah. So, well, one of the other things, because I listened to one of her Persephone episodes.
Mhm.
And in
so
that,
you
it
started
was.
listening to some specific episodes, like on
Yeah.
gods and goddesses
Yeah.
that we've been meeting. Yeah, continue.
Yeah, absolutely. And so one of the things that I thought was a really good point that I hadn't that hadn't crystallized in my mind, because she starts the episode by talking about Lore Olympus and her going through and like reading Lore Olympus and getting this new interpretation of their relationship through that author and that text, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then she made the excellent point that one of the reasons you can do so many adaptations on Hades and Persephone is because they're only side characters everywhere. There really is only like the sort of origin story that's in the hymn to Demeter, or Demeter. That's the other housekeeping thing. Turns out, Liv learned me some things. All right, so it's Demeter. That's a podcast canon now.
Episodes that I've listened to, I'm like,
Yeah, ootsies. Okay, but now I'm a little bit conflicted because Liv pronounces it Kore, which I also thought about doing when I was reading, you know. But I saw Hades Town, the Broadway play, which I feel like is an academic text. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no citation needed. That is
super
the citation.
professional.
This is the footnote of Heaving Bosom.
Especially when Betty Who, the motherfucking Betty Who, plays Persephone. It was one of the best shows I've ever seen.
Betty Who, like, from
Betty Who
The
was
Grinch?
Persephone. What? No, not Cindy Lou Who. What are you talking about? Who's a Betty Who?
Who's Betty Who? I don't know. I heard
She's
Who,
a singer.
and I thought you were saying.
No.
She's a the Grinch all grown up.
No, man. She's a real live person.
Oh no.
She started in music. Her albums are fantastic. And then since then, she has branched out to, like, she hosted a reality show that Naima and I recapped on Patreon. She performed on The Bachelor once because she was the current Bachelorette's, like, favorite singer ever. And her dude, or one of the dudes that, like, wanted to impress her was like, I'm going to get motherfucking Betty Who here for her. And, like, it was amazing. And then now, at the moment, she's Persephone in Hades Town on Broadway in New York City.
And
so
just
all
to
of that's
reiterate,
to say that I'm
not all grown up.
Yeah.
From The Grinch. Okay.
No, for sure not. No.
Okay.
In fact, she has hair more like you than, the very elaborate do's on the Grinch.
I'm so sorry. That implies that the actors and actresses from The Grinch in their day-to-day life have that hair, and
Tell me I'm wrong.
I love
Prove me
this
wrong.
for you, Melody.
Right?
I want to live in a world where all of those people, that is the hair that they
Dress
have.
style
Anyway,
themselves that way.
Yeah, continue.
Yeah. Voluntarily. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, sorry, listener, I'm going to actually get to the point. So Liv, our wonderful academic podcaster, says Kore, and that's how I would pronounce it, like if I was using a Hawaiian pronunciation, which is usually my like default, right? When I see something that's not familiar. But in Hades Town, all of the actors said Core, and we said Core too. So I'm conflicted, and who knows what's going to happen in the rest of the podcast.
I mean, ultimately, it doesn't matter much for this episode, because as far as this book is concerned,
oh
Core
yeah,
is
she's
dead.
never Core again. Never Core again.
Except when Demeter is being a fucking butthole.
Gah. Yeah. So anyway, big fan. I loved her episode on Persephone. It's like a little short boy. It's really nice.
I love how short some of the episodes are. It's just like
Yeah.
it's a little nibble of
It's just a nibble.
mythology.
Yeah. Wow. Heaving bosoms could never, Anyway.
Wow. You came into I came out to have a good time tonight, Melody. And honestly, I am feeling so attacked right now.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, it's a mirror to me as well.
Anyway.
Okay, so we have to get into this. So when we left off, Hades had just gotten some incredible wisdom from Nyx, and Hecate is also, she said Hecate.
Okay.
So I like that so much better than Hecate.
Me too.
Yeah. So Hecate, he got some wonderful wisdom from them, being like, hey, bud, pomegranate.
I learned about the letter H in ancient Greek and how it's
what?
not
Tell me everything.
It's not really y'all, okay,
Uh-oh.
fuck it. Go listen to the podcast. Let's talk about myths, baby. I'm spilling the beans. So no, there's an episode where somebody, just don't get mad at me when it's my lady love at the end of this episode. So anyway, like she's talking about how the letter H it's not really, I mean, it wasn't a letter. It was not a thing in that time. And so it's not even, it's actually like, it would be like Hecate or something like that. And so, but it's more, instead of it being like a hard sound, it's like almost like exhaling. The way she described it was so fascinating. I sat in my armchair and tried to do it for like ever, but it's almost like you're just exhaling instead of putting emphasis on there being a letter there. So it's like,
ooh,
Hecate. It was fascinating, and I just don't have the habit to be able to do it. So as far as heaving bosoms is concerned, it is Hecate. But anyway, continue.
Well, I wonder if that is one of the reasons that Hades is Hades when his like given name is Adonius.
It's 80s. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm
80s.
saying. Right. Yeah. Okay, anyway, so he just got some wonderful wisdom from them, and they were like, hey, bud, see these pomegranate trees? Never in your life could you do this by yourself. This is the chemistry that you two have coming to fucking life in the underworld. So, like, maybe go apologize. Like, put your pride away. Like, maybe go talk to her a little bit. And then just see if she doesn't want to immediately go back to Demeter, Mm-hmm. And he's like, God, okay, yeah, I've missed her so much over the past 3 days.
We did tell them at the end of last episode that the reason they were fighting is because she found out about the arrow, right?
Yes, we did. Okay. Although one point that I don't know that we underlined enough in the last episode is that, maybe we did, but I just want to say it again, is that she is having a really hard time understanding and believing Hades's ideas about marriage and partnership. Mm-hmm. Because he is sort of the perfect god to be married to if you are actually going to be like the monarch of the realm. Because his default is, I want this to be a partnership. You are going to be my equal. You are going to stand beside me. We are going to do all of this together. You are not my consort. You are not anything like that. You are the queen. And she really is having a hard time with that because she has a very patriarchal, traditional view of marriage where, like, you know, ladies don't vote. The man is in charge of everything and all the business.
Lowe's has the Labor Day deals you need to give your home a new look. Buy one, get one free select interior paint via Visa gift card rebate. Then, add the final touch with 2 for $8 on select 2.5 or 3-quart mums. Refresh your home and save big while doing it. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 9/3. Mums offer in-store only. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. More terms and restrictions apply. See Lowes.com/rebates for details.
So anyway, he's going through the palace on his way there. And then we switch over to Persephone's perspective because, do you remember, listener, when he was teaching her how to move through that ether? And she did. And then she, like, when that happened, when she sort of, like, was one with the ether all of a sudden, she could hear the souls screaming down in Tartarus. And one of the things she said is, there is somebody down there that isn't supposed to be there. We need to get that person out. And Hades is like, Underworld doesn't make mistakes. Thank you so much. It's like really, it's like foolproof. And she's like, no, she says that she's not Sisyphus. And so we need to, at the very minimum, investigate. So they send, I think, like Thanatos or somebody to go and get this soul out of Tartarus.
No, they send
that's not true.
The
Fury.
The scary ladies.
Yeah, the Furies. They send some Furies down there. Ooh, hot stuff.
But
yeah, I was into it.
Yes, it was fantastic. But hang on, I have share these quotes because when they're making
everything.
Up, he goes to her and he says to her,
Wait, right now?
Yeah.
I thought we meet Merope before. I guess it does. Sorry. It actually doesn't matter. We can just do the meeting afterwards. But Hades comes in and, like, interrupts the conversation that Persephone and them have by being like, I can grant you with the Lethe.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly where that falls into.
I do. It's before they go, because then he says, can I still talk to you in private? After she offers to be the maid.
Yes, because she's being a hot-ass queen of the underworld.
Yes!
And he's, like, standing...
And I do think that it's important to do one before the other.
Yes, you are correct.
Yeah.
Continue.
So anyway, we switch to Persephone's perspective because that errand has been completed. There is a gorgeous Fury standing in her chambers being like, yeah, special delivery, motherfucker, my queen.
Terrifying.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. No, truly terrifying down to your bones, but like in a very majestic, fuckable way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Scared horny kind of way, you know?
Quite. Yes, so powerful. Like, so get in me, baby. Yeah. And the Fury has never met her before and is immediately like, my queen, I've done this thing for you. May I go now? Or whatever. And then she sees Merope over on the couch. And she's like rocking back and forth. She is in full shock. I mean, she's been in Tartarus for like 10 days or something.
9 and 20.
Horrible.
Thank you very much.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. Yeah, it's 29 days.
Yeah, and so it turns out that Sisyphus in the mortal realm is being a massive douche canoe and has decided he's going to kill all the gods and become a god himself.
Yep.
And he was going to die. And so he stole Merope's immortality.
Mm-hmm. Because she was a nymph. He married a nymph.
Mm-hmm.
And he stole her immortality.
And then essentially makes her look like him,
Yeah, he puts a glamour on her.
Burns her at a stake so she dies. And
No, not at a stake. No, he puts her in
sorry,
the
a
bottom
pyre.
of a pyre. Yeah, so that her body goes, and his whole deal is, I'm going to show everybody that I'm being resurrected. He's going to do a big resurrection on them. So he has to put a body in there.
Hey, Sisyphus, where's your wife? Yeah, shoe shopping.
What? She's on a trip. She's visiting her aunt.
Girl trip,
Yeah, no worries.
Hanging
Nothing we need
out.
to talk about ever again, frankly.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, so he burns her, and this was something we saw in the first part of the book, where Sisyphus comes, and Sisyphus is yelling, "I'm not Sisyphus! I'm not, he's still alive!" And they're like, "Cool story, bro." Everybody says that. And then they send her to Tartarus. Anyway, so they get the whole backstory from her. Oh, and Thanatos shows up, and it's very clear that Thanatos is like, "Hello, Merope."
Oh my god. Thanatos.
Hello.
I reiterate, I want Thanatos's
I need Thanatos's
uncensored
Yes.
memoir.
Uncensored memoirs, please.
And if he
anybody who wants to do it.
If he wants to audio narrate it, I'm not gonna say no to that, But if he
For sure not.
doesn't, I do have a couple of people I'd like to throw in the ring unbeknownst to them, but I would
Ain't it?
really like it,
Yes.
Anyway, continue.
Yeah. So anyway, she tells them all about Sisyphus's myriad crimes. And then, she's really, though, still having a really hard time, obviously. She's PTSD central. And so they're like, "I'm not super sure what we can do for you." And that is when Hades comes into the room and he says, "Well, you can drink from the river Lethe." And it's end chapter. Oh my God, Hades is here now. And then the next, so now this is an amazing chapter.
I was just gonna say, Merope is I don't want to drink from the river Lethe until Sisyphus is basically managed. Because the whole idea is that you drink from the river Lethe, and then at some point you are reborn into the mortal realm. And you don't lose who you are at your core, but you don't have your memories anymore. And so you can just keep experiencing the world over and over again.
And you can be at peace until that resurgence happens.
Yes.
And one thing that I love about this chapter in particular is that it's mostly from Hades' perspective, if memory serves. And it is just him being like, "Oh my God."
He's got such a competence boner.
Yes, he's watching her manage this room. He's watching her make decisions on the fly with such confidence. And he's like, "This is Queen Persephone. And I'm so hard for her."
I have full body goosebumps. I just love a character who unabashedly simps for their person of any kind.
Especially when I think it's a particularly delicious dynamic when the other character is coming into their own. As Persephone is doing right now.
Yeah. If the person already watching her simp for him would be I get it.
It's
we all get
sure,
it.
Man. Yeah.
But of course you're gonna simp for Shadow Daddy Hades.
Come on.
Who's not gonna simp for Shadow Daddy Hades? But him watching her wow, look at her just come into her own, and he knows that she's uncertain about it though. He
Absolutely.
knows this is brand new to her, but this is her first time being okay, yeah, I'm queen. Time to do some queen shit.
She's becoming comfortable in her authority, and the confidence that he can see growing in her is the sexy part. And it's fantastic. Actually, one of the things that I wanted to make a joke about earlier was Hades thinking "Oh, I fucked the core right out of her. She's Persephone now." But that's not how it happens, No. It really is Persephone gathering herself in the underworld.
You know what it reminds me of? It's that whole thing of the first time you do something is always going to be the scariest. You have to practice. Sure. And so, like, she's like, okay, I'm gonna, and it's fucking scary. The first time you do something that could really blow up in your face, it's terrifying, especially if you're somebody like Corey who didn't even know it was possible for her, like, she was allowed to do this. And so
she didn't think it was a possibility to have agency whatsoever. It was all what Demeter wanted.
Yeah, and because, like, in her head, when she's going through this, she's like, am I allowed to do this? And she's like, well, you know, that Fury called me my queen, or, like, her queen, and, like, I guess, like, man, fake it till you make it. Let's go.
Yeah. Well, and so by the end of this, she offers Merope a role as her, like, lady's maid, like, not a consort, but like a companion.
Maid servant.
And she can, like, like, help her get ready and do other stuff and hang out and be cool. And she can do that until Sisyphus is captured and dealt with.
Handled.
Yeah. And then once that happens, Merope can make the choice. Do you want to stay doing this? Do you want to drink from the River Lathe and, like, wait for your next life cycle? Whatever you want to do, it's your decision. And then they bring Hypnos down to be like, we're just going to make your dreams not horrifying.
Time for a little bit of honk shoo for Merope.
What? What's a honk shoe?
Honk shoo.
Oh, Jesus.
Honk me. Honk shoo. Honk shoo. What'd you think this was? Some kind of Hawk-Tua bullshit?
I was like, is that an anime term? Like, what's happening over there?
No, I'm a sleepy little baby.
That's an onomatopoeia, I think is what that's called.
Me. And not a, nightmares, because she's like, yes. I don't want to, like, have nightmares. And he's like, I see you met my brother.
Hey, girl.
I'll have a talk with him.
Yeah, we're going to make sure that doesn't happen again. So as they are getting Merope settled, everybody else, like, goes with her, especially Thanatos. I hope we get more on that in the next book. But then Hades looks at her and he's like, may I still speak with you in private? Because he tried to, like, finagle a way to get them all out so that they could speak privately. And then Persephone was like, no, she's going to hang out in my chambers. Like, she's going to be right here. And so he's like, all right, will you go for a walk with me so that we might speak? And she agrees. She puts her hand in the crook of his arm for it's the first time they've touched in 3 days. And it is overwhelming. And as they're walking through this beautiful palace. Do they walk underneath a waterfall, Sabrina? Is that something I understood correctly? Or am I wrong about that? There's a really pivotal waterfall somewhere in this architecture.
It's not, we're not at the pool scene.
No.
Anyway, so he ends up taking her to his private antechamber, but he tells her, this is not my private antechamber. It was intended to be our private antechamber. And she's like, well, why am I, like, my room's all the way over on the other side of the house. Like, why'd you put me so far away? And he's like, I knew that because he's a thoughtful motherfucker, Persephone, okay? Because he's like, I knew that when you first showed up, you were going to be kind of all over the place and nervous and, like, you needed some time to, you know, get your shit figured out.
That was just yours. You needed to feel safe and secure and all of that. And so this is more of a hope and a dream that this is our bedroom together someday.
Yes.
And then she looks at him and she's like, I don't want to have sex with you tonight. And he immediately berates himself in his mind. He's like, God, Hades, of course. When you bring a woman to your personal bedroom, of course she's going to think it's all about sex. And he's like, no, I don't want that. And I think she gets, like, kind of a wounded look on her face. And she's like, oh, you don't want me? And he's like, hold up. No, let's not get it twisted here. I definitely want you, always and forever, still. I just wasn't going to do that tonight because I thought that this should be all about, like, talking and settling things and reconnecting that way.
Well, so then she tells him, she's like, I can't trust you, Aiden. Like, I can't.
Yeah.
I want to, but I can't. And he's like, okay, I swear an oath on
this
the
river
Styx
holy
that I will
ballsack.
answer your questions truthfully. Which, what a fucking deity way to fucking
my God.
do this shit, because you can't get answers to questions you don't know to ask.
Yeah. He says, ask me anything. And it seems like a really, really good, like, olive branch. But you're right. She has to ask. He's a fae right now.
Yeah, exactly. And so I was like literally this happened. And I was like, man, fucking. And like, that he's hoping. He's like, man, if I'm lucky, she won't ask the questions that I don't want her to ask.
Yeah.
Of course, she ends up nailing a ton of them on the head, because she's like, okay, what's going on with Damam? What was Damam gonna do to me? And he tells her that she was.
He's like, I didn't lie.
Turn her.
She was gonna turn you into an oak tree.
And that he
really bad
they
stuff.
are actually. And she's like, well, why aren't we we're not actually married? And he's like, we are, because of all of these things. You came to my grove wearing a laurel of the things that a bride wears. We are gods and goddesses. We don't have weddings. The closest thing is what brought you into this world. That's the closest thing to a marriage in this world. But you and I, by stating we are committed to one another and we are wedded, we're together. That's just how it is.
And there was that, dubious consensual dark times fuck that happened on the way down to the underworld.
Too. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that really is what sealed the deal on the whole marriage thing.
Yeah. And then she asks him, do you really love me? And he says, yes, I do. And she says, how long have you loved me? And he says, and I'll do this so that Melody doesn't have to Sean Connery her way out of this. There's no easy way to answer that. I was often and correctly referred to as cold and cold-hearted for most of my life. I buried the need to experience love and with it every other emotion so I could survive. So all of us could survive. And that instinct didn't leave me once my imprisonment and the war were ended, but throughout the eons it took to accept the lot I received, I would often reflect on who you would one day become and how very much you would mean to me. I often thought about you. I even dreamed about you sometimes. If that was as close as I could come to feeling love, then... And then he pauses and she says, how long?
Yeah.
He says, Persephone. Persephone, I have loved you and only you for 40,000 years. And I will love you and only you until the stars are shaken out of the sky. And she's like, what do I say to that? And he's just like, she's like, I just met you. You've been in love with me for this long, but I just met you. And he's like, I can be patient. I've been patient.
Well, because he reiterates, don't say anything now. You don't have to say anything now. These are my feelings. And they should not impact the way that you feel or communicate with me.
Yeah, this is a me problem, not a you problem.
I just want you to know how loving and devoted I am.
Oh, this was so funny because she looks at him, and this is when he finds out the reason she told him to get out is because she was afraid of her punishment. And he's like, oh my God, Persephone, I would never punish you. I wasn't super happy about being slapped in the face, but also I'm not gonna take revenge.
That's
on
not
you.
what this. Yeah. Plus, I think he says something to the effect of that's not my place. That's not what a husband should do.
So she looks at him though, and he's like, "Oh man, I punish you. I would not. I acted like a beast." And she says, "Did you enjoy it?" And he says, "Listen." Literally, this is what he's like, listen, Linda.
Listen.
He's like, Persephone.
I'm going to level with you here.
Wait, this is so funny, though. Persephone, Idonius pinched the bridge of his nose with his fingers before running his hand back through his hair. Listen, I'm not going to bend my oath to you any further than this, but could you please grant me one favor? And she says, yes. And he says, can you answer that question before I do? Because, like, in his head, he's like, of fucking course I had a great time. I railed you like an animal on the floor.
Yeah.
And she's like, she gets like awkward and like looks around. And she's like, and she's like so nervous, but he knows what that means. He knows that she was into it. And then he's honest with her. He's like, obviously not the circumstances, but I enjoyed the passion of it. And she's just like, me too. Me too. And then she's like, but I feel like I shouldn't have. And then this sexy motherfucker looks at her and
tell
says,
them everything.
well, this is our marriage. I'm fairly sure that we get to decide what things we should and shouldn't enjoy together. And she says, that's not how it works, you know? And he says, how so? And she says, the husband decides the workings of the marriage. I mean, I was actually surprised that you didn't come to my bed these past 3 days when you were within your rights too. And he cuts her off and says, this is not the world above.
The world above.
The scales have been tipped so far out of balance, and my realm deals with the consequences of that disparity daily. Females are chattel up there, and it's getting worse every century. I would betray every principle I ever held if I consigned you to that lot. And oh my god, then they have this like really beautiful conversation where she's like, but like even the Olympians, and he's like, yeah, they're the ones who have to deal with humans for like a couple of years. I have them for their entire existence in this universe. I'm not, I don't play Olympian games because I don't want to win Olympian prizes.
Correct. And I go with my oaths, and I promised your mother that I would forswear all Olympians because she didn't want you married to an Olympian. So I'm not. My favorite, though, is that she... Oh, go ahead.
And then he looks to her and he says, sweet one, I do not want your place here to be ceremonial or merely as my bedmate. I want you to rule with me. And she says, it's just not how it's done. And he says, this is how it was done. It is the old way. The way things were before my father's tyranny, and we rule a kingdom populated by old gods, far older than the Olympians, but by virtue of us being here, you and I are not Olympians anymore. You were born for this. The underworld is our kingdom. Its rules are whatever we say they are, and it needs a queen that sits as an equal to its king.
Yeah, and then, she says, you want me to rule beside you as an equal, even if it means that you must give up. And then he interrupts her and he says, sweet one, I'm not giving up anything. I have my place and always will. Your place is waiting for you. This realm needs a queen, needs you as its queen. And you, Persephone, have started stepping into your role with very little help on my part, and in so much less time than it took me to embrace who I was fated to be. Like, everything about this conversation is so fucking sexy.
Yes. Well, it's because he's not, this is such a good conversation where the power dynamic here is in his favor, period.
Absolutely.
And so this whole conversation, because like Melody and I have said a couple of quotes, but this is a many page long conversation that they're having, right? And so it is very much him. He's not letting go of anything. This is one of those things where I don't need to give anything up for you to be my equal.
Yeah. I'm not conceding anything.
Yes. This is you're taking your rightful place. We've been waiting for you, but also we'll be patient, but like there's no room for me to be an overbearing patriarchal asshole.
No, that's not the way it works here.
Feminist Hades is just God,
too much. Like, get in me.
Feminist boner.
Yes. Oh my gosh. My other favorite one is, he says, you are not the screaming core I pulled into my chariot. It felt strange to hear that name pass through his lips, and the newness of it sent a thrill through her. Not because she wanted him to call her that, But because she knew he never did and never would, Cor was not who she was anymore. He had seen that from the first. Blah.
Oh god, yeah, it's fantastic. And then she goes back to the arrow and she's like, "So you don't love me because of the arrow then?" And he's like, "No, but I will admit that like getting a scratch from the arrow probably did unlock my capacity to love, in the sense that I had locked all of those, like they were inside of my...
It didn't create my feelings. It did unlock them a tiny bit. Like, I got to see the emotional side of all the thoughts.
I kept love inside of the Tartarus inside of my soul, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like...
Mm-hmm. Well, so then, after she says, like, I don't want to have sex with you, she goes and is, like, super hitting on him, making out with him, touching all up on him, and
she crawls on top of him, and he's like, "What are you doing?" He repeated, his tone tempered but still strained. "You told me very clearly that you didn't want to have sex with me tonight, and I'm bound to honor that, but I..." And then she says, "My sweet Adonius," she says, brushing her hand across his worried forehead, "I don't want to have sex with you." Frustration licked through him. "Then why are you..." "I want to make love to you, and I want to..." Persephone swallowed hard and looked away, embarrassed, before leaning closer to his ear with a fevered whisper, "And I want to fuck you." And he, man, if he was not already in Boner Town, that was a one-way ticket. And then she's like, "So do you forgive me for everything that I've said, everything that I did?" And he's like, Of course I forgive you, but like, why now? Why are you doing this?" And she says, "Because I can trust you now. Aiden, I want this. Please, you are the only person I've ever had in my life who has treated me as anything other than a child. I can see it in your eyes. When you look at me, you see a woman. You love me. You actually love me. And not as your bedmate or your queen consort even, but as your goddess," he finished. And then she tells him that, "I would never toy with your heart. Can I try to love you the best way I know how while I'm figuring it out? And if you don't want this, if this is too much..." And he looks at her and like, he's like looking into her eyes and they're like kissing and making out. And then he pulls away and whispers to her and he says, "What way would you have me, my queen?" Sir, And then
I'm all about it.
She has,
and they bone down real good.
Yeah.
So then afterwards, she's like, "Hey, Adonius, there is one really important thing though that has to happen if everything you just told me was true." And he's like, "Okay." And it says, "You need to take me." He opened his eyes again and took a long breath before answering, "Tartarus." And because that's what they fought about, if you remember last episode. Like, the big breaking point was her being like, "If you're going to show me the realm, that includes Tartarus." And him being like, "You're never setting foot there, ever. Like, over my dead body," basically. And so she says, "I need to speak with them, Aiden. I need to know why they call me their queen." And he's like, "Yep, I guess we're going to start fighting lessons so that you can kind of defend yourself when we go to Tartarus, because that's what we're going to do." He's so mad about it.
"Man, I guess we're going to Tartarus because my lady wife is demanding it, and she is allowed to." And
the queen of the realm is going to go to Tartarus.
Then we see, like he's teaching her not so much to fight as so much as to defend herself.
Yeah.
Like, he knows she's not gonna learn to fight this quickly, but he does not take it easy on her. He's like, "If we're going to Tartarus, like, I can't give you a pass because Tartarus will chew you up and spit you out. Like, Tartarus chews me up and spits me out. And I fought on a battlefield with literally the Titans. So...
he has to wear his cloak of invisibility, his helm.
Helm of Darkness. Is that what
that's the
it is?
one. Yeah, the Helm of Darkness all the time when he's in Tartarus, so he doesn't just get, like, attacked out of the woodwork.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild.
In the midst of all of this, boy, he's like, you must be sore. And then he has made so many rooms in this damn building that he forgot about a hot bathroom.
How dare you, sir?
If I found out, this reminds me of the Sand Planet boys, when one of the guys is like, yeah, blah, 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 the hot spring I found, and all the human women are like, I'm so fucking sorry. I've been cleaning myself with steam. What the fuck are you talking about, hot spring? And he's like, gross, it's water. And they're like,
Best thing ever.
am going to gut you.
Take
like
me
a
there
fish.
immediately.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah, so she walks into this, like, luxurious... Once again, he's done the whole ceiling in gems, okay? And it's this deep
because
pool.
it's basically diamond painting down there, but with real emeralds and diamonds, because excess is not a problem. Or, like...
Nope. He's got all the resources of the earth and its crust and all the business. What?
It's the opposite of excess.
What do you mean?
It's not famine. I was gonna say, like, the lack of items.
Oh! I thought you said excess is not a problem down there. Or did you say not the problem?
Yeah, I guess.
That is different.
Do you see what I'm trying to
Cool.
figure out? Yeah, anyway, it doesn't matter. Continue.
Yeah. So, well, and, he's got all the resources of, like, the earth, and all the twinkles really help light up the space more than just a few torches would, you know?
Well, there was a scene where, I could have cried. Like, he misses the mortal realm. He misses the sky. And, like, at one point they're having a conversation. I don't remember when, but they're having this conversation about all of the things he misses. Like, the sky and the smell of the sea and the stars.
Yeah. Because he tells her to tell him about her life. And she's like, what would I tell you about my life? It's so boring compared to yours. And he says, Persephone, you lived for, like, all the millennia in the place I can't go. And that he only spent 10 years above the underworld, which is wild.
Yeah. Like, I'm not even immortal, and I feel like 10 years was the blink of an eye. So I can only imagine if you've been alive for 50,000, you know what I mean?
I mean, right? Yeah, so he's like, Persephone, you can tell me about a meadow in, like, the minutest detail, and it will be fucking riveting for me.
He's like, yes, tell me more about barley. I'm gonna like, cry because of just how beautiful thinking about it is. But he recreated all of the constellations and the stars, and, like, his inspiration behind making his home beautiful there is this world that he can't visit. He can't even go to it because he swore off having anything to do with that world because of her.
Because of her mom, yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, and basically explains by the end of the book that he has been spending his eternity making this giant palace, mansion, whatever situation so that it will be ready for his wife when she gets there.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh, it's just so gorgeous. Oh my God. So they're in this pool, and by the end of it, she's like hitting on him again, because this is the new pattern. Is they spar, they do all this stuff, and then they get all hot and sweaty, and then they get really turned on.
Rabbits.
And then they gotta go find a room in the palace. Yeah. And so he puts her up on that side and goes up on her right there on the side of the pool. And then he's like, hold on just a minute. You see that chaise lounge over there? We're going to go 69 over there.
Oh my God. This was such a hot 69 scene, too.
This was bananas. Yeah.
It was, like, so sensually written. Like, the description of... Because they're on their sides. One of them is not on top of the other. They're on their sides. Yeah. And, like, the description of cradling each other's heads with their inner thighs, I was like, oh.
Uh-huh.
And then after they've both come, they're, like, lazily pillowing each other, and
I think she's licking his cum off her fingers, and like she's naked as the day she was born.
And he just has his head resting on her thigh, watching her in lazy bliss. And then Hermes comes popping in, and he's like, "I got a message for you." Whoop. And Hades is like, "Get the fuck out of here." And Hermes is like, "I'm so sorry."
And Hermes is thinking to himself, like, I've known him for thousands of years. I always thought he was like so cold. Like, everybody thought that this marriage between them would be in name only. It would be like a marriage of convenience at best. But who dangy? Not
basically,
over here.
Hermes is here to be like, "Hey, Hades, is there anything you can do about Demeter being a bitch in the mortal realm?" And Hades is like, there ain't shit I can do. Are you kidding me? I would be just as likely to walk away without a head as I would convince her to stop killing people. Like,
Absolutely.
I don't know what to tell you, dude. And then he finally, I think, is it Hecate that he sends off, or Nyx? No. I don't know.
Hecate.
Yeah, it is Hecate. Oh, because it's House of Nyx. Nyx is no
Mhm.
longer a corporeal goddess. And so he basically, Hecate agrees and is like, "I mean, I'll do what I can, bud. I'll give it a shot."
Yeah.
And oh my god, the Hecate and her shadows. No, it's not Hecate.
And her ether.
Is it Nyx who's married to the shadows?
Yeah.
Nyx is
She's
a
married to
corporeal goddess. I'm an
basically
idiot.
Erebus.
Yes. The description of the way he holds and protects her, even though she has not given herself over to the less tangible side of her goddessness.
Being.
It's
gorgeous.
oh my god. Listener, the soft support and yearning that all of the gods and goddesses in Chthoniya have for one another.
It's fantastic.
It's incredible. Like,
Yeah.
oh my goodness. So we kind of ran through a lot of the Demeter stuff last episode, and not a whole lot has changed, except that, like, so she successfully brought Dude Bro, made him immortal. Baby is still not. Yes.
Yeah.
Baby is not immortal because, again, she can't make any more ambrosia because she needs water from the river Styx in order to distill it. So she's using the power, because she now is gaining power as a goddess again, because people are praising her, like praying to her again, because Triptolemus is teaching everybody essentially how to do greenhouses and grow things, even though
how to do their best until Demeter gets her shit together. Yeah, and also she then immediately commands them to build her the biggest temple that Greece has ever seen. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Yeah, and so Triptolemus, though, is he's trying desperately not to profess his love to her.
Yes.
Because he's like, I'm a worm. I am unworthy for your attention. Yeah, and you're a literal goddess.
Well, and he's been into her since she was playing, like, cosplaying as Crone.
Yeah.
Like, he saw through her and was like, "Oh, this is it. I'm in love."
Yeah. Uh-huh. Well, and did we tell them last time about her other... Yeah, we did. Her mortal boyfriend from forever ago that Zeus zapped?
Yeah.
Okay, look, in this retelling, by the end of the book, because I don't know that we're going to get around to it, by the end of the book, we figure out that this is basically the next incarnation of her boyfriend from eons ago.
Yes.
Which is fantastic.
Yes. Yes. And so he ends up, like, basically she's crying because she misses Corey. And he ends up, like, he's like, "Man, I'm not worthy of her, but also I'm going to try and comfort her." And then comforting her turns into kisses. And then kisses turns into filling the void in her soul with his penis.
Atop the loam.
Atop the loam of the greenhouse he built with his own hands.
The beautiful, rich black soil.
And she's like, you know what? I can temporarily fill the void in my soul with your penis.
Hell yeah.
Thank you. Let's do it.
I'm going to connect to the earth and your genitals at the same time.
Well, and she's feeling so seen and loved by him because that's her whole thing. Is she feels like everybody she loves leaves her, and it's like, well, they do.
Yeah.
Demeter.
Oh my gosh. Oh, Triptolemus whispered to her that he loved her and only her, that he would never leave her side. She only nodded, believing him, tears streaking from the corners of her eyes, and lost in the tangle of her copper curls. The thrice-plowed field. She'd lost one lover to the jealousy of another on a thrice-plowed field. She wouldn't lose him again. And she's already made him a demigod, so, like, thank goodness for that, I guess.
I mean, yeah, but, like, how many demigods died in Greek myth? Like, that's not, that ain't shit against Zeus.
It's true.
You know?
It's true.
And, like, Zeus is not exactly the most, level-headed and logical and... Yeah, like,
giving...
Yeah, he's like, He's
so charitable.
He's one of the worst of them all when it comes to that's my toy.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. I think that's why there aren't any Zeus retellings, because we know him too well.
Oh my god.
From the Greek myths. Yeah.
I mean, I will say though, like, you know what got me back into romance. I hadn't read hardly, which this is going to be insane to those of you that are aware of my reading habits. But like, I barely read. I basically listened to podcasts. Granted, it's because I was in school. I was working as a delivery driver kind of thing, and so I just listened to endless podcasts. But I got back into reading romance with PC Cast's Goddess Summoning series back in like 2017, and it's retellings. It's Greek myth retellings, and I just remember like I don't remember who all got books, but it was definitely the push. I was like, oh shit, I forgot how much I love romance, and I got into that like midway through that year, and then the next year I read 290 books. So it really did.
I'm sort of doing the reverse now. Because I read tons of romance, but now I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I forgot how much I loved mythology.
Oh my god, Melody, so this is definitely not a romance. It is a Greek tragedy, but oh my god, why can't I think of what it's called? Oh my god, it's the boys, they're gay. It's about Achilles.
Is it Achilles?
Yeah, what's the fucking name of the book though? It's by the same author wrote the book Circe. It is not a romance, to be clear. There is I was sobbing like a little bastard when I read this book. I listened to the audiobook. It was incredible, and it was wow. I'm recommending it to you right now, Melody.
It really hit you, huh?
It really did. It was so good. And it fleshes out so much in the background about characters that might not have a story of their own, but learning with their story. It's like, it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking, but God. It's so good. Sounds
terrible and wonderful all at the same time.
Anyway, continue.
So, look, now it's time to go to Tartarus. That's basically what time it is. And he presents her with a gift he got from Hephaestus. He commissioned a replica of his helm, but this time in silver instead of gold, from Hephaestus. And so now she has a helm of darkness as well. It's like his and hers helms of darknesses. Yeah, what
Song
is it?
of Achilles.
Okay. Bye.
Madeline Miller.
Nice.
Anyway, continue.
So they get into this chariot that he just summons from the ground, right?
Mm-hmm, from that sexy dirt, sandy dirt.
Yeah, all that sexy dirt. So then they get into this chariot and they start going. And like they're going and going and going, and then some wild shit is described. that's where we're going to stop for today. We'll be back tomorrow for the second half of this book, including this very eventful trip to Tartarus and our new big crushes. Heaving Bosoms is produced by us, Melody Carlisle and Sabrina Bradley. Editing is done by me, Melody Carlisle. Our theme music is by the incredible singer-songwriter Brittany Fonts, and our art is by the ultra-talented author Kate Pryor. If you like our show, remember to follow us on your favorite podcast app, rate us 5 stars, and leave a review. That one small action is a huge way to help the show. If you want to get in touch with us for advertising inquiries or anything else, you can email us at heavingbosomspodcast@gmail.com. If you want more of us, visit patreon.com/heavingbosomspodcast. You can also find us on Instagram at Heaving Bosoms, on TikTok at Heaving_Bosoms, and in our Facebook group, the Heaving Bosoms Geriatric Friendship Cult. See you tomorrow.